So today is our last day in Albania, which is very sad.
So as Albania is such a mountainous country and we've spent such a large amount of our time here in the mountains, we thought what better way to spend our last day than to head to the mountains. So that's what we're going to be doing.
And we'll also be showing you what the best things to do which are just outside the city centre. So if you're not into big tall skyscrapers, we'll be showing you the perfect things to do if you're in Tirana. Welcome to Dajti National Park.
So we've just ridden the longest cable car in all of the Balkans. It starts in the city and it's a 15-minute ride all the way to the top. But you know what? I reckon it was the most peaceful, calming cable ride we've ever been on.
Yeah, it was like there was no noise to it whatsoever. To get here you need to get a 20-minute bus. It's a blue porcelain bus. And it costs 40 lek, which you get from just outside Skanderberg Square by the clock tower, but that's quite simple and straightforward. And then once you're here it costs 1,400 lek each to get the cable car up.
So it's not cheap.
No.
But it's definitely worth it.
Once you're up here there seems to be quite a lot you can do as well.
There's crazy golf, there's like an adventure park, there's a hotel if you wanted to stay up here, and restaurant, paragliding.
Because if you want a quick way down you can go paragliding.
So even if you don't want to go hiking, it's just a really nice day out.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot to do up here, so looking forward to exploring it and almost getting taken out by a cable car.
So the views up here are just insane. You can see like the entire city of Tirana. You can see all the skyscrapers that we were looking at yesterday, the park, the surrounding mountains, there's loads of lakes and stuff. It's really, really beautiful.
You have no idea how big it is when you're actually in the city until you come up here. But today we're doing a 5-kilometer hike up to a little peak that overlooks a lake on the opposite side of the mountain to Tirana.
Apparently it's steep.
Yeah, apparently it's quite a steep hike, so should be quite fun and hopefully don't fall over.
So if you want to do this hike, you want to get off the cable car, head straight out the cable car station, carry on straight ahead, look for this creepy abandoned hotel, and then we're going around behind it. You can't really miss it.
Apparently not many people know about this hike, so it should be hopefully less crowded.
Yeah.
So it says it's going to take an hour and 10 minutes to do the 2-kilometer hike to the top, which shows just how steep it's going to be. It's about a kilometer up, so yeah, it's quite steep. We're not looking forward to it, but it should be a good view when we get to the top. Thanks, Megan.
So far it's a lot easier than the rest of Albania. Like the ground is like solid mud rather than like gravel, so you're not slipping as much. And it's all shaded, so it's quite nice so far. It's so peaceful out here. We're literally just hiking through the forest by ourselves. There's literally no one else here. I think most people take the cable car to the top to go to the adventure park, the crazy golf, but no one comes hiking, and it feels like there's so much to explore in the national park. It feels really like undiscovered, probably because no one actually comes here really. So if you do want a nice, relatively easy, quiet, peaceful hike, then I would highly recommend this one so far. So we've just hiked out of the forest and we've got our first glimpse of the city since the cable car station. This view is incredible. Like, you can see for miles and miles and miles. The city is huge, but honestly it's so stunning. house there. But they're a little bit smaller than I saw on Instagram. Found it. We made it.
So we've just made it to the top.
It was actually quite a short hike actually.
Yeah.
It did feel quite short.
It was definitely steep, but it wasn't too challenging.
No, I would say most people would manage that, maybe differing speeds, but
Yeah.
yeah, not too bad at all.
Took us just about an hour, just under, so it's relatively short, but the views up here are stunning.
And it's just amazing.
You've got the mountains just surrounding and then bright blue lakes dotted in between.
I would say this even challenges the Valbona Peak
Ooh,
for views.
yeah.
I think it's incredible.
This is a good one to do if you can't make it up to north, and if you're like in Tirana or like the cities, then this is definitely a good one.
Yes, definitely worth it, I'd say.
Yeah. I feel like we're just gonna hang around here for a bit, taking the views, have a bit to eat and then head back down.
Yep.
So we're just starting the descent down to the bottom now. It's very like peaceful up there, there's no one around, so very much you have the place to yourself and you just take in the amazing views. But just starting to go down and then head back to the bottom, and then hopefully go to Bunk'Art 1 at the bottom. So
I can compare it for you with Bunk'Art 2 from yesterday.
yeah, so hopefully that'll be a good experience as well. So if you are here, there are some other hikes you can do that, like one takes like 4 hours and the other goes to Mount Dajti. So if you wanted to, you can do the longer ones and spend a bit more time up here. So we've just made it back down to the bottom.
It took us about an hour up and half an hour down.
Yeah, we were kind of like running down, but
Yeah.
it was quite nice. But I feel like now we're just gonna go to a cafe, hopefully with nice views overlooking the city.
And then head back down in the cable car.
Yeah, it's been a really nice time up here.
Yes.
You can probably spend all day up here, bring like a picnic
Oh yeah, no,
and stuff.
I think you could definitely spend all day here,
Yeah.
especially if you've got children. It's a great place
Yeah,
for them.
definitely. But we're just gonna enjoy a nice cafe now.
This is the steepest bit. The rest is like quite
Gradual.
gradual and quite close to the ground. This bit is quite steep. I take it back. This bit's the steepest. But after that, it's fine. So this whole cable car ride takes about 15 minutes, so it is quite a long one. And unlike like in Austria and Switzerland now, they have obviously the big pods. I don't know if you've been there, but you can fit maybe 30 or 40 people in each car. So this one's really nice because you do get it to yourself, or almost to yourself. Like we had 2 other people on the way up and we've got it to ourselves on the way down, which is really nice, and you just get to enjoy the incredible views, and it's just really peaceful. So even if you only come up on the cable car, it's really nice.
So we've just arrived in Bunk'Art 1. We're basically walking through a big tunnel to get there. It's quite cool so far. Basically just walked through it. By the sounds of it, it's a lot bigger and goes into more detail about like the history.
Yeah.
So hopefully it should be quite good.
Yes. This is really creepy so far. We have 3 of these super thick doors, 2 to withstand explosions, and a third to withstand radioactive power.
We've been here for about 30 seconds and it's safe to say this place is a lot bigger. It is quite creepy.
It's quite like an immersive experience.
Yeah, they've got like loads of noises playing in the background to like make you feel like you're actually there. It's quite creepy. wandering through this place, it's just such a maze, and like it's incredible how big it is. Like there was the assembly hall, which just seemed like a normal hall, like in a school or something, or like a village. It doesn't feel like you're underground. You're just walking through corridors.
And yet there's 5 levels to this place, which is kind of insane. I wonder how did that actually go?
Yeah, like we've been in a few different rooms, and they seem like normal bedrooms and stuff. It's quite cool. One thing to note is down here it's quite cold. It's a lot colder than on the surface. Out there it's like close to 40 degrees, and down here, what was it, 16? Yeah, so you can definitely feel the difference. It's quite nice, but can be a bit cold, and I bet we're going to have quite a shock when we come out.
Yeah.
So we've just finished at Bunk'Art 1.
So we spent about just under 2 hours at this one, and just over 2 hours at the other one, despite the Bunk'Art one being a lot bigger.
Size difference, yeah. But they're definitely 2 completely different experiences.
Yes.
So the one, Bunk'Art 2, which is in the centre, focuses a lot on like the people and how they were affected, and like what it's done to them.
Atrocities and everything.
Yeah.
And then Bunk'Art 1 was more about the dictator himself and the actual regime, and things like what life in general was like under it, rather than it kind of skimmed over the atrocities and all the negative stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was a lot more immersive. Like there was like sounds and stuff to make you feel like you were there at the time. I'd also say Bunk'Art 1, this one, had a lot less information, which in a way was a good thing, because Bunk'Art 2 could get a little overwhelming. Like it was big paragraphs, which we did read almost all of.
Yeah.
But it was a lot to take in.
Definitely. And I feel like this one is, because it's so much bigger, there's like less people, like whereas Bunk'Art 2 it was very like people squeezing past each other, getting in the way of each other.
Especially as it was in the centre.
Yeah.
I'd say if you've got time, definitely do them both, because they tell completely different stories of what life was like. But
if you've only got time for one, maybe go to Bunk'Art 2, because it gives a bit more information about how the people were affected, and
I personally think that's the important thing to remember, is what people went through, rather than the less negative parts of it.
Yeah, like you need to understand what happened and get an idea of why it's like this today.
Plus it's in the centre, so it's much more convenient if you are short on time.
Yeah. But we're just going to go back now, get the bus back, and then head out to
another beautiful spot in the city.
Yeah. So we've just headed a bit outside the city centre to the Grand Park of Tirana.
It's about a 30-minute walk from the centre, so it's not too far. But it's really peaceful.
Yeah, it's a massive park. It's like over 200 acres big. It's also got a zoo and a botanical garden in, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice. You can get out of the sun for a bit in the shade. And there's like a big lake, artificial lake in the middle. And there's some cafe stops around it and some restaurants, so you can guess where we're going. It's just nice wandering around, exploring a bit.
Yeah. Definitely if you want to escape the city for a bit, recommend it.
Yeah.
It's just really like peaceful.
Don't you love just walking through a nice peaceful garden, the sounds of nature?
So tranquil.
Yeah. nice vibe. Not quite the one we were going for, but